Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So guys, today we are going to be building an unstoppable squad with new players, new manager. So before we get started guys, this video is going to be long and I hope you stay to the end and you find the video interesting. So today I'll be showing you how we are going to be building, or how you can build an unstoppable squad, the kind of player you should use. So we are going to be using the formation 4-1-2-3, which is one of the best formations out there. So let's get started with the goalkeeper. So you already know there are two types of goalkeeper in eFootball. We have the defensive and the offensive goalkeeper. If you are the type that play counter-attacking football, I will advise you to go for an offensive goalkeeper, which is very good. Defensive goalkeeper is good, but most of the times they don't rush out when the opponent is one-on-one with them. They always sit back. So my advice for you is, if you play attacking football, go for an offensive goalkeeper, and we have a lot of them out there. So we have Noah, we have Unai, we have Casillas. There are many, and if you're the type that use defensive goalkeeper, we have Oliver Kahn, we have this Atletico Madrid goalkeeper Oblak, and other great defensive goalkeeper like Peter Cech. You can use any of them. So let's go to the back line. When it comes to defenders, I like using one build-up and one destroyer. Build-up defenders, they sit deep. They don't go forward a lot. They don't. Why the destroyer? They detect an attack and stop it immediately. They are aggressive and they are no-nonsense defenders. They neutralize counter-attack. So combining it with the defender that sit deep, that is a perfect balance. But it's okay if you want to use two build-up or two destroyer. I won't advise two destroyer because it will be too aggressive and they might end up exposing your backline, because there will be a lot of space. Opponent can exploit it. So, and there's another defender called extra frontman. I won't advise to use extra frontman because they join attack at any given opportunity. So avoid using extra frontman, except I don't know, you know how to use them, because I don't know how to use them. I don't. So who is going to be my defender? My defender is going to be, the first build-up defender is going to be Beckenbauer, and the destroyer is going to be none other person than Cas Puyol. So let's bring Puyol to the first 11, and then I will tell you something about the defenders you should know. Also, there is something about these defenders you also need to know. So your defenders, you have to make sure they have a very good defensive awareness, tackling. The aggression is non-necessity, but the engagement is very important. Aggression sometimes is good, sometimes is bad. It can result to cards and penalty, but aggression of maybe 78 upward is okay, but destroyers mostly are very aggressive. So that is why I'm using Beckenbauer. He doesn't have great aggression, but the other stat is wonderful. So the aggression of 78 is okay, but the engagement, awareness, tackling is wonderful. So make sure this three attributes is on green. Awareness, tackling, and engagement is very important. So when it comes to the fullback, the left back, and the right back, there are three: offensive fullback, defensive fullback, and fullback finisher. Fullback finishers, they go forward. In fact, they score goals like a winger or like a striker. Defensive fullback, they don't join attack. They always sit deep, just like a build-up defender. Why the offensive fullback, they join attack? So it's your choice to make. As for me, I love offensive fullback who have these skills: pinpoint crossing, early crosser, or cross specialist. So I always make sure I use fullbacks who have at least one of these skills, and Roberto Carlos have one of these skills. At least pinpoint crossing is very important. Early crosser or cross specialist. Make sure your fullbacks have at least one of these attributes. So I will use Abat Ferreira as my right back. He's a versatile player who can also play as a defender. So I will use Abat. He should be 93 rated with a boost of 96. So Abat got these skills I'm telling you. Like, I think he's got pinpoint crossing too, or yeah, pinpoint crossing is very important. So right now we are going to go to the midfield. You need a defensive midfielder and a good attacking midfielder or central midfielders. So let's start with the defensive midfielder. We have anchorman, we have orchestrator, we have boss to boss, we have the destroyer. So anchorman, orchestrator are good when it comes to defensive midfield position. Boss to boss, I wouldn't say that much because they go forward a lot. The destroyer is the perfect when it comes to defensive midfield. Using the destroyer, they are very very good because they can neutralize any counter attack immediately. They are very aggressive and make sure that defensive awareness is on at least 85. Their tackling must be good, their aggression must be good, and their engagement must be good. So pay attention on this and make sure they at least have good passings. It's very important to create chances or to start an attack. So I will advise you to use the destroyer. But if you don't have a destroyer, you can use either anchorman or orchestrator. Avoid using boss to boss as a defensive midfielder. So when it comes to the midfield position, I will advise you to use a whole player, a creative playmaker, or a boss to boss. This three is actually good, but the best is creative playmaker or a whole player. Is very very good when it comes to attacking midfield forward. But when it comes to central midfield forward, you can use boss to boss, it's okay. You can use orchestrator, you can use anchorman for central midfield forward. But when it comes to attacking midfield forward, a whole player, a creative playmaker, or a classic 10. These three is very important for attacking midfielders. So my attacking midfielders will be, I'll be using none other person than Messi, who is a creative playmaker, the 103 Messi. He is a creative playmaker. And I'll be using another creative playmaker in the person of Ronaldinho. This one is also a creative playmaker. I would have loved to use Iniesta, who is very 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 good with the ball. Like, passing is very important, but he's a whole player. But I love keeping him to bring him from the bench. So, but Ronaldinho is very very good. So in your attacking midfielder or central midfielder, these are the things you should pay attention in the attributes. They must, I say must, have a good passing, be it low pass or lofted pass. They must have it. They must be good with ball control. Is very very important. The attacking awareness for AMF should be very very good, and also this applies to your central midfielders too. So these attributes, ball control, tight possession, low pass, lofted pass, should be very very important. Dribbling, yeah, maybe it's an added advantage, but the finishing is also added advantage. So yeah, that is it. Make sure they have this. So these two guys, they have it. The attributes of attacking awareness down to the passing, the low pass. So Messi low lofted pass here is not good, but the low pass is okay. So I can manage that. Messi is Messi, or I can either bring Iniesta to take his place, but no, I will leave it. So right now we're going to talk about the attacking trio: the center forward, the right wing, and left wing. So who do we need here? Who can we play there? We can play a creative playmaker. We can play a prolific winger in the right wing or left wing. We can play a creative playmaker. We can play a creative playmaker. We can play a whole player. We can play a classic 10, a second striker. I don't know. So any of this is okay. But the most important thing is the offensive awareness must be good. They must have decent speed. So who are we going to play there? So I will just play a whole player in the person of Johan Cruyff. So I will play Johan Cruyff here, and then I will play Neymar, who is a creative playmaker, here. So this makes it a very good balance. But the disadvantage of playing a creative playmaker as your winger is sometimes when you are attacking, they don't maintain their position. They kind of shift into midfield to play AMF. So you might end up having double AM. He will be struggling the place of Ronaldo. He will be struggling or competing with Ronaldinho in this space of AMF. Sometimes they do that, so because they're creative playmaker, they drift into the midfield to orchestrate an attack. So sometimes maybe you are trying to pass here, you will find out he is around here. So you should pay attention. That is the only thing. As for whole players, they roam around. They don't have any particular. They come from midfield to the wing, down to the right wing, and then sometimes they go as a center forward. So that is one thing with whole players. So it's good if you know how to use them. So who is going to be my center forward? My center forward, we have first in the box, we have target man, we have goal pusher. We already know the best of the best is a goal pusher. I will advise to use a goal pusher. They are very lethal. They have an eye for goal. Once they shoot, so far it's on target and it's accurate, it's going in, except the goalkeeper put up an incredible save. So always use goal pusher with at least 85 finishing. So it's a goal pusher, 85 finishing, and the attacking awareness have to be great, the heading have to be great. So his finishing of 90 is wonderful, the heading of 90 is wonderful. So make sure you use that. So the speed of 81 is actually okay for Didier. So make sure you do that. So right now we have completed a first 11 with mostly legendary player and epic card. So right now, how do we fit in our bench, the reserve, or the how do we put our substitutes? So when it comes to substitution, what I normally do is I make sure I put a player who can play multiple positions on the bench. So yeah, some people start putting a goalkeeper, but I like using only one goalkeeper, which is the first 11. The rest I don't. I just put in players because I barely get wreck out my goalkeeper. So what do? I need a right wing forward. Salah can play as a right wing forward. That is in his natural position. So I will bring Salah. And who else can I bring again? Iniesta is a very versatile player who can play as AMF, as a winger, even sometimes as a central midfielder. Not even sometimes, that is his natural position, central midfielder. Yeah. So I'll bring him in, which is very, very good. So right now we have to fill in the bench again. So I have brought in a midfielder and a winger. So let's talk about the defender and the defensive midfielder. So I'll bring in another defensive midfielder in the person of Rice, and I will bring in a player who can play as a center back and also as a right back. He's very versatile. I will bring in Marquinhos, who is very, very good. So that is why I say bring in players that can play in multiple positions. So Marquinhos can play here, and he can play here, and he can play here. So by doing this, you have a lot of options. If you watch here, most of the players I'm using here can play in multiple positions. They can play in multiple positions, which is very, very, very good. So bringing in players that play in multiple positions is very, very good to your team, because maybe, let me say, 4-1-2-3 is not working in the game, and I have to quickly during the game change formation. These players, I won't have problem trying to substitute. I can just change them because they can play in these positions. So that is it. So right now I have to bring a left back who can play as a right back, or a right back who can play as a left back, and I have Cancelo who can do all of that. So Cancelo can play as a right back, he can play as a left back and a right back, making him a very versatile player. So right now, what else do I need? I need a center forward. So I can bring in another goal pusher, or I can bring in a super sub. So it's your choice, it's a decision to make. So I normally bring in Dipero as my center forward. If you watch him, he's a second striker, but he's a classic 10, but he's majorly a center forward and a second striker. That is the positions he can play. So if you watch him, I have used him 397 times and he scored 192 goals. That is impressive. So I always bring him in because I can also play him as a second striker on the wing, which is very, very good. So right now I still need one more defender, and I still need two AMF, and I still need a left wing forward. So I'll bring in the left wing forward first in the person of Serge Gnabry. Gnabry is a very good player who is also versatile. So he can play here and he can play here, making him very versatile. So I pay attention at the versatility of my reserve. So moving forward, as I said, you can also use a defensive goalkeeper in the person of Oliver Kahn, who is very, very good. So he's got a very good start, but I don't like using defensive goalkeepers. So right now we need attacking midfielders. So let's bring in Bernardo Silva, who is also very versatile because he can play as a winger, he can play as an AMF, making him very versatile. So yeah, and Johan Cruyff can also play as AMF. So as you can see, I can tweak my formation during the game to any type of formation I want. So any type of attacking formation I want, because I have a versatile, or I have versatile players. So right now, I need one more center back. I think I need one center back. So I can easily bring in a build up, or I can bring in a destroyer. Any of them is okay. Is just to put them on the bench, nothing much, letting less. So I can bring in a right card who can also play in multiple positions. He's an orchestrator, so, and he's very, very good defensively. So I can bring in right card, but I already have Rice, so no need of doing that, who can do the same thing. So I can just pick a natural defender. Paul Torres is actually very, very good, so I will just bring in Paul Torres. And now I need to bring in one more attacking midfielder and somebody to play in this Neymar's position, like a natural left wing forward. And I have somebody in that position. I have Ferran Torres, but I think I will go with Ansu Fati. I will go with Ansu Fati because I think I have him too. Yeah, I will go with Ansu Fati, who can play naturally. He can play here or left midfield forward. So right now we need to put two more players. So you can go ahead and feed in this with any type of player you want. You can go for a natural midfielder, a winger, but I'd rather go for a player who is versatile. So I will just go for I'll go for Thomas Muller. He's good. He's versatile. Second striker. So right now I have a defender, two defenders. I have an attacking midfielder, one, and I have a central midfielder who can play as attacking midfielder, and I have Mohamed Salah. And as you can see, the team is balanced. So okay, to top it off, let's maybe go with a goalkeeper to complement it. So let's go with Oliver Kahn to complement it. So 98 rated. So we can choose to go with Oliver Kahn or go with Casillas. So guys, how would you rate this team from 1 to 10? Leave your comment in the comment section. And if you have watched up to this extent, thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment, and share, and stay safe out there. So this is how I build my team, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please guys, support your boy, support, like, comment, and share. Stay safe out there. See you guys in my next video. Peace out.